grateful for what you already have while you pursue what you want.
Don't only practice your art, but force your way into its secrets, for it and knowledge can raise men to the divine. In truth, Freud sees nothing and understands nothing. When no one you know tells the truth, you learn to see under the surface.
No crime is a means to an end. No crime can be rationalized. You can change your mind. Don't let your mind change you.
Good works is giving to the poor and the helpless, but divine works is showing them their worth, the one who matters. It does not take courage to kill, it takes courage to live.
I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand.
We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Wildflower, pick up your pretty little head. It will get easier. Your dreams are not dead. Two things define you: your patience when you have nothing, and your attitude when you have everything.
Invincibility depends on oneself, the enemy's vulnerability on him. Pretend to be weak, so your enemy may grow arrogant.
Everything that can be thought at all can be thought clearly. Everything that can be said clearly. Success seems to be largely a matter of hanging on after others have let go. Don't dwell on things. Don't stay in one place too long. It was the only way to stay ahead of sadness.
A clown on a throne is still a clown. A king in rags is still a king.
Believe in yourself and all that you are. Know that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle.
The truth doesn't mind being told every once in a while.
Be a person of substance to people, and not someone they wish they never met. Those who wish to read always find a book. There are new chapters, new pages, and new journey to embark on.
The nourishment of body is food, while the nourishment of the soul is feeding others.
Even if people do not understand you, at least they do not possess the same ability as your bizarre uniqueness.
Growth and advancement happen outside the comfort zone. Remove the clowns from your life before you become one.
Free yourself from society's advice. Most of them have no idea of what they're doing. To those who, in spite of everything, still choose goodness. Positive anything is better than negative nothing. But please remember, this is only a work of fiction. The truth, as always, will be far stranger. Having the courage to stand up for what we believe in is our greatest glory, not winning every battle.
If you really want something, you can figure out how to make it happen. Heaven does without doing, through its purity. Earth does without doing, through its calmness.
Every time you help someone to achieve success, you become more successful. Always help to lift the burdens of others.
That as long as we are being remembered, we remain alive. I do not believe in taking the right decision. I take a decision and make it right.
The more ways you can tell a story and paint a picture, the better it is. You are the magic code that unlocks your happiness.
Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. My only advice is to stay aware, listen carefully, and yell for help if you need it. I am thankful for all of those who said no to me. It's because of them I'm doing it myself.
All that happens means something. Nothing you do is ever insignificant. Because this is the way things are meant to be. You can't dwell on what might have been, and it's not fair to condemn him for something he hasn't done. Don't forget, a person's greatest emotional need is to feel appreciated. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile.
I do not know everything, still many things I understand. It is said we learn more from our failures than our successes. Where attention goes, energy flows. Where intention goes, energy flows. Those who are willing to be vulnerable move among mysteries.
To achieve peace, it is crucial to eliminate unnecessary bureaucracy that prevents peace processes from advancing. At the end of the day, let there be no excuses, no explanations, no regrets.
Men do less than they ought, unless they do all they can. People are the most difficult thing in the world to change. I will not let anyone scare me out of my full potential. If a general shows confidence in his men, but always insists on his orders being obeyed, the gain will be mutual. Oh, darling, don't be bitter. It's the first instinct of the weak. It was always the becoming he dreamed of, never the being. Fix your mind on truth. Hold firm to virtue. Rely on loving kindness, and find your recreation in the arts.
What would come, and you would have to meet it when it did. Root for others to win, and you will remain blessed. There is always room for more people to elevate. To pay attention, this is our endless and proper work.
Winning isn't enough. The acme of all skill is to defeat your enemy before taking the field. It is only after the deepest darkness that the greatest joy can come.
There's nothing more embarrassing than to have earned the disfavor of a perceptive animal. The bounties of space, of infinite outwardness were three: empty heroics, low comedy, and pointless death. Good people are good because they've come to wisdom through failure. We get very little wisdom from success, you know.
Only one who devotes himself to a cause with his whole strength and soul can be a true master. For this reason, mastery demands all of a person. There's more to logic than identifying logical fallacies. Positive expectations are the mark of the superior personality.
Hold out baits to entice the enemy, feign disorder, and crush him.
If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other.
Stop lying to yourself. When we deny our own truth, we deny our own potential. Time deals gently only with those who take it gently. The abstraction of man gives rise to institutions that subsequently fail to function, for man is not abstract. When faith in our freedom gives way to fear of our freedom, silencing the minority view becomes the operative protocol. Giving thanks fills you with light and joy so you can shine like the bright star you truly are. I think that you've got to make something that pleases you and hope that other people feel the same way. There are 1,000 reasons to live this life. Every one of them is sufficient. Unexpected intrusions of beauty, this is what life is.
Tomorrow hopes we have learned something from yesterday.
If a man empties his purse into his head, no one can take it from her. We all need to be mocked from time to time, lest we take ourselves too seriously. The right thing at the wrong time is the wrong thing. Even though our time in this life is temporary, if we live well enough, our legacy will last.
One mistake does not have to rule a person's entire life.
The ideals which have always shone before me and filled me with joy are goodness, beauty, and truth. My power is my property. My power gives me property. My power am I myself, and through it am I my property. When men are pure, laws are useless. When men are corrupt, laws are broken.
The truth isn't always beauty, but the hunger for it is.
Never trust a person that has let you down more than 2 times. Once was a warning, twice was a lesson, and anything more than that is simply taking advantage. If you feel obsessed to prove something to the world, then you need world attention to be able to prove it.
All the world is made of faith and trust and pixie dust. If I had it all to do again, there would be more bodies.
Despite its dark veins, the transparency of dragonflies' wings assures me of a pure, innocent world. Do yourself a favor, get rich. Life gets easier with money, not time.
You will do foolish things, but do them with enthusiasm.
Rewards and punishments are the lowest form of education.
What the caterpillar calls the end, the rest of the world calls a butterfly.
If you don't know who you truly are, you'll never know what you really want. A happy man is too satisfied with the present to dwell too much on the future. People always say life is too short for regrets, but the truth is it's too long.
Many things that don't really mean so much of anything are wonderful.
You always know the truth because when you cut yourself or someone else with it, there's always a bloody show. A strange thing, words. Once they're said, it's hard to imagine they're untrue. On the whole, human beings want to be good, but not too good, and not quite all the time. A doctrine of expression rather than one of suppression makes a stronger appeal to man. You never change your life until you step out of your comfort zone. Change begins at the end, your comfort zone. Fierce language and pretentious advances are signs that the enemy is about to retreat. Believe in sudden shifts in life. You never know what is coming for you. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me, and I didn't have the heart to let him down.
You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream.
Being ourselves was the easiest path to choose, although not the easiest to see through till the end. Humans have come into being for the sake of each other, so either teach them or learn to bear them.
The truth is the kindest thing we can give folks in the end.
When you are measuring life, you are not living it.
If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. Life happens, shit happens, and it happens a lot, to a lot of people.
Education shows the path to the door of opportunity. It gives confidence and hope to open it. Life is not like water. Things in life don't necessarily flow over the shortest possible route.
Success is a flower that doesn't grow in everyone's garden.
Words don't have the power to hurt you unless that person meant more to you than you are willing to confess. You can recognize a small truth because its opposite is a falsehood. The opposite of a great truth is another truth.
The whole house seemed to exhale a melancholy breath of emptiness.
We can't choose our fate, but we can choose others. Be careful in knowing that.
Faster, faster, until the thrill of speed overcomes the fear of death.
I figured something out. The future is unpredictable. Everybody gets so much information all day long that they lose their common sense. Success sometimes may be defined as a disaster put on hold. Qualified has to be.
The scholar does not consider gold and jade to be precious treasures, but loyalty and good faith.
Some people are like clouds. When they disappear, it's a beautiful day.
The serpent, if it wants to become the dragon, must eat itself.
Summer is for surrendering. Winter is for wondering.
Sometimes one pays most for the things one gets for nothing.
If it didn't come with being humiliated, it wouldn't be my life at all.
How we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives.
Mixing old wine with new wine is stupidity, but mixing old wisdom with new wisdom is maturity. Life is like a beautiful melody, only the lyrics are messed up. Truth would quickly cease to be stranger than fiction once we got as used to it. Always have a willing hand to help someone. You might be the only one that does. Life is just a short period of time in which you are alive. Words are your paintbrush, and your life is the canvas. You can paint whatever you want to paint. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for crisis.
It is error alone which needs the support of government. Truth can stand by itself.
If your dreams don't scare you, they are too small.
Done is better than perfect. Genius is measured not by static volume, but by kinetic vision. Remember, if you play small, you stay small. If water derives lucidity from stillness, how much more the faculties of the mind? The better organized the state, the duller its humanity. Positive expectations are the mark of the superior personality.
Timid men prefer the calm of despotism to the tempestuous sea of liberty. I don't need it to be easy, I need it to be worth it. The universe doesn't like secrets. It conspires to reveal the truth, to lead you to it. This is how you start to get respect, by offering something that you have.
I think there is only one quality worse than hardness of heart, then that is softness of head. I'm not afraid of death. I just don't want to be there when it happens.
Learn how to be ambitious. Don't be a person who waits to be married off to someone wealthy. It matters not how fast light may travel. Darkness shall always be there, awaiting its arrival. Avoid the inelegance of assumption, the astigmatism of disregard. Free your thoughts.
The enlightened ruler is heedful, and the good general full of caution.
If you possess enough courage to speak out what you are, you will find that you are not alone. The healing starts at the mountain, but you need the river to wash the pain away. I do not know what the heart of a rascal may be, but I know what is in the heart of an honest man. It is horrible. To establish that a rule is likely to be true, one must try to prove it false. Religious structure often dilutes the spiritual experience.
The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives. If you dare nothing, then when the day is over, nothing is all you will have gained.
Light must come from inside. You cannot ask the darkness to leave you. You must turn on the light.
Verily, knowledge is a lock, and its key is the question.
Every violation of truth is not only a sort of suicide in the liar, but is a stab at the health of human society.
Hearing voices no one else can hear isn't a good sign, even in the wizarding world.
Man starts over again every day, in spite of all he knows, against all he knows.
If you believe very strongly in something, stand up and fight for it.
Bring up the past, only if it will help to build the future. Otherwise, it's best to be left to sleep. A corner is important. It provides privacy and an anchor and lets you exist independently of the room.
To bear and not to own, to act and not lay claim, to do the work and let it go, for just letting it go is what makes it stay. Do not wait for the last judgment. It comes every day.
Who belonged to no one, who belonged to everyone, who had nothing, who wanted everything. Whenever I'm feeling down, I always think back on all my goals and get instantly motivated. We are seeds as well as parasites to the earth. We can either give or take, depending on our perception of growth. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane.
Sometimes the best of God's gifts arrive by the shattering of all the window panes.
There is nothing good in this world that does not have some filth in its origin.
If you derive joy in destroying others, you won't go far in life.
Do not go where the path may lead. Goal setting is the secret to a compelling future. Perhaps I know best why it is man alone who laughs. He alone suffers so deeply that he had to invent laughter. Being able to write becomes a kind of shield, a way of hiding, a way of too instantly transforming pain into honey. Cut not the wings of your dreams, for they are the heartbeat and the freedom of your soul.
If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. He who knows he is a fool is not the biggest fool. He who knows he is confused is not in the worst confusion.
The harder you work, the luckier you will get. Better to die fighting for freedom than be a prisoner all the days of your life.
I'm not a product of my circumstances. I'm a product of my decisions.
The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. If the emotions are free, the intellect will look after itself. Meditation is a way for nourishing and blossoming the divinity within you. Feeling beautiful has nothing to do with what you look like. Promise.
Shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars.
If we try to measure, now we find it's always gone, has become part of the past. You have to rise above the squabbling and chaos and keep believing. You have to always keep your goals in mind. To leave, after all, was not the same as being left. Now and then it's good to pause in our pursuit of happiness and just be happy. We can know only that we know nothing, and that is the highest degree of human wisdom. The absence of the will to live is, alas, not sufficient to make one want to die.
Life would be unbearably dull if we had answers to all our questions.
The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. If you start by promising what you don't even have yet, you'll lose your desire to work towards getting it. A man can't be always defending the truth. There must be a time to feed on it. This, the language of deception, we both understand. We were born to it, along with the curses. There were many terrible things in my life, and most of them never happened. Satan profits from the prayerlessness of the saints. Of all sad words of tongue or pen, the saddest are these: "It might have been." There is no harm in taking a step forward if you are not standing on the mountain's brink. Treat everyone with politeness and kindness, not because they are nice, but because you are. Don't change your mind just because people are offended. Change your mind if you're wrong. Don't be discouraged if your effort does not yield desirable result. Good thing, take time.
Shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars. Keep creating. The world yearns to celebrate your next masterpiece. The gods are fond of the cryptic and dislike the evident.
Wisdom is the reward for surviving our own stupidity.
If I have a platform and a voice, I should use it for my people.
I want to keep my dreams, even bad ones, because without them I might have nothing all night long.
The bad news is time flies. The good news is you're the pilot.
If you cannot find an element of humor in something, you're not taking it seriously enough.
There's more to life than simply increasing its speed.
All these years of thinking, ending up like this, in front of all this beauty, understanding nothing. I always knew on some level that I wouldn't live long. It's simply not written in my stars. No matter how slow the truth moves, it will surely reach its destination. The heart has its reasons which reason knows nothing of. We know the truth not only by the reason, but by the heart. True beauty is measured by the number of pearls within you, not those around your neck.
Humanity must forgive humanity, for only then can we be humane.
You may lie with your mouth, but with the mouth you make as you do, so you nonetheless tell the truth. If you can't feel gratitude when you are in need, the feeling of the need would never leave you, even if it is fulfilled. Life's like a painter's palette. Just when you've got everything worked out, the colors change.
Take care of your body, then the rest will automatically become stronger. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment.
Your future is in direct proportion to what you do in the present.
Changing is what people do when they have no options left.
Night is a time of rigor, but also of mercy. There are truths which one can see only when it's dark. More powerful than the mighty armies is an idea whose time has come.
When something can be read without effort, great effort has gone into its writing.
Spoon feeding in the long run teaches us nothing but the shape of the spoon.
The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character.
You are willing to die, you coward, but not to live.
Monsters are real, and ghosts are real too. They live inside us, and sometimes they win.
Don't let anyone know what you're doing until it's done.
I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet.
Those who flow as life flows know they need no other force. A miracle is often the willingness to see the common in an uncommon way.
It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed.
We're here, and then we're gone. And it's not about the time we're here, but what we do with the time. Never mind those failures till yesterday. Each new day is a sequel of a wonderful life, gifted with hopes to succeed.
He who doesn't understand history is doomed to repeat it.
When you came, you cried, and everybody smiled with joy. When you go, smile and let the world cry for you. The only true failure is allowing fear of failure to prevent you from acting and pursuing your dreams. Do not look for happiness outside yourself. The awakened seek happiness inside.
Patience is the only way you can endure the gray periods. Gratitude creates hope, and hope activates the law of attraction.
The laughter of the world is merely loneliness, pathetically trying to reassure itself. We started off trying to set up a small anarchist community, but people wouldn't obey the rules. If you want to know a person's true character, observe how he treats those who don't matter. The words he said, too, must be human enough to bleed.
Grace isn't a little prayer you chant before receiving a meal. It's a way to live. But only he who, himself enlightened, is not afraid of shadows. A human being is part of a whole called by us the universe.
Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless like water. Be water, my friend. Your tomorrow depends entirely on what you do today. If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. Someone needs to fight, someone needs to sacrifice, someone needs to inspire, someone needs to be a hero. I was always looking outside myself for strength and confidence, but it comes from within. It is there all the time. If the only prayer you say throughout your life is thank you, then that will be enough. Only the hand that erases can write the true thing. I lie to myself all the time, but I never believe me.
Do not let the roles you play in life make you forget who you are.
As architect of your reality, you are empowered to create it as you choose. It is not that I'm so smart, but I stay with the questions much longer.